Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel Triple Ink. This evening I have a killer fragrance review lined up for y'all because we are talking about a fragrance from the Italian niche luxury perfume house of Xerjoff. The reason why I had to get gussied up a little bit because we are talking today, ladies and gentlemen, about Naxos, this beautiful bottle right here. Now this fragrance was released all the way back in the year 2015 as part of the XJ 1861 collection alongside Zafiro, Renaissance, and the new Decas, celebrating 10 years, released in 2021 of this collection. Now, those of you who are not a stranger to my channel, who have been around for a little while, will know that this is not the first Xerjoff fragrance that I have ever reviewed. In fact, it is the second because I reviewed this little guy right here, 40 Knots, all the way back in 2018. One of my favorite reviews actually on the entire channel. I did this at a beach in the summertime right before heading off to college. Very, very sentimental when I actually went to go back and watch that video. I'd highly recommend it, and I will leave it linked up there. Really, really enjoy this fragrance in general, but it is indeed a far cry from what this fragrance is. Naxos is certainly a staple in many fall and winter rotations, you could say, in the fragrance community. Now this one has definitely its fair share of exposure and views on YouTube, but today I'm looking to add my 2 cents to the equation, so to speak. First, I got to shout out my good friend who actually lent me his copy of Naxos for review this evening. You know exactly who you are. Thank you so much for letting me review this fragrance. I am just very sad that I have to actually give this one back to you because I really do enjoy it a lot, so want to keep it with me. But nah, man, in all seriousness, thank you for letting me review this bottle and keep on working on your collection. It's growing at a very nice pace. I think you have a bigger collection than me at this point. So please enjoy the cinematic B-roll of the presentation for Naxos. Xerjoff is known for their, you could say, flamboyant presentation style, but I think it's actually really, really solid. The one thing that they want you to never forget is their logo because it is absolutely everywhere on this presentation. The Xerjoff X, you can find it probably 100 times, whether it be the leather-wrapped box with the giant X on the outside, which you open up to reveal this beautiful frosted glass bottle sitting perfectly inside. It even has this super soft felt-like layer that you actually have to peel back in order to even get to the fragrance. It almost feels like I'm tucking it in to put it to bed every time I'm putting the bottle away. Either way, whenever you spray Xerjoff and Naxos, you definitely get that luxury feel just from the presentation alone. The box on the outside is beautiful, obviously sporting the green, white, and red of Italy. And I think that's what they were really going for, and they hit the nail on the head with that, because when you spray this fragrance, it's not like just like any other where you just rip it out of the box and you just start going to town on it. No, you actually have to take your time, enjoy the process, Xerjoff is really, really good at doing that. Definitely different than the Join the Club collection presentation, which I have right here, which is also quite nice, but definitely different from anything that is offered in the 1861 collection. And as I mentioned before, there are 3 other fragrances as a part of this collection in addition to this one, and they are all 100 ml, and Naxos in particular is going to run you anywhere from $250 to around $200. Sometimes you can find it on discounters for a decent deal. Definitely not a cheap fragrance at all, but it is, I think, well worth it. So, got my notepad right here. Let's talk about the note breakdown, starting with the top notes. We have lavender, bergamot, and lemon, leading to a heart of honey, cinnamon, cashmere, and jasmine, and then finishing with a base of tobacco leaf, tonka, and vanilla. First thing I get from Xerjoff that you will probably get as well is that this thing is really a honey bomb. Honey. Very, very much a honey forward fragrance with some other supporting notes. But instantly off the top, this is one of those few fragrances I've actually also had this experience with 40 Knots as well. You spray it off the top and just the overall quality and just masterful blend hits you right away, and I don't get any harshness like I do with many other fragrances. No, this straight out of the atomizer is like just honey, silky, smooth, no harshness whatsoever. You feel like you could spray it 5 times and you will not get overwhelmed. The florals are really what help it out in the opening. I don't get so much the lemon in there. I mainly get the jasmine and lavender, giving it kind of a floral, honeyed-like scent. This has cinnamon listed, but I unfortunately don't get cinnamon. I wish I got a little bit more of a spiciness in there. I think that could really add some nice complexity and even a little bit more unique sweetness to this fragrance. But for me, the cinnamon, at least on my skin, stays very, very toned down. But the honey just stays throughout the whole life of the fragrance. This one is a very linear scent, in my opinion, and in my experience. Basically, when you spray it on is what I'm going to get throughout the life of this scent with some subtle changes here and there. So the florals will kind of go away. That aromatic, lighter nature of it will go away. And the tonka bean and the tobacco leaf will really start to come in towards the middle and the ending of this fragrance. Really gives it some nice kind of woodsy, makes it a little bit more on the masculine side, and this fragrance does teeter-totter. It does toe that line of powderiness. It doesn't really quite go down the powdery lane for me, but it is like, it's kind of creeping on that side. Now, I'm glad that they went with this presentation over the presentation for some of their newer bottles, which it's a little bit questionable. I guess really the best way I can sum up the scent of this is it smells kind of like liquid gold. I have actually said that about another fragrance, and that would be Cartier's L'Envol, I believe the EDP. But that is a fresher interpretation on honey with a touch of patchouli, but mainly with an ozonic violet leaf in there. And this is the more sweeter, denser, thicker variation of that liquid gold kind of feel. You really do feel expensive and luxurious when wearing this one. And as I alluded to before, I think this is a fantastic fall/winter scent because it doesn't go too heavy on the sweetness, but it doesn't go too heavy on the tobacco where it would lean to more maybe a fall scent, or the sweetness rather to a winter scent. Very nice blend of both, so I think this can be worn in cooler weather. At least that's when I choose to wear it a lot in the fall, heading now into the winter time as well. As for occasions, this is hard to beat this one on a date night in my opinion. It just has that sweetness, that kind of alluring factor to it with the honey, with the tobacco, that just really lends itself to more of a playful kind of attitude. So that's why I see Naxos working the best is on an intimate date night type of a setting. Now, of course, I could not go the length of this video without mentioning the two other fragrances that this is very, very similar to. Both of them are a little bit of a different price range, and that would be Thierry Mugler's Angel Men Pure Havane, and the other one I actually have here, I bought this, I don't know, 6 probably years ago at this point. This is Insurrection 2 Wild. Check out this old looking bottle right here. So obviously this one is very, very inexpensive, where this one is more of a luxury product. So yes, there are going to be some differences. The smell in the air, you will pick up a difference. This actually has a weird kind of a cherry-ishness to it, I guess you could say, and it just smells flat in comparison to this. This has depth, this has richness and complexity. This seems kind of like a much watered down, flatter version, although albeit it does perform still pretty solidly for what it's worth as well. I think you could sum it up, you kind of get what you pay for. You get, you know, a tenth of the fragrance that this is for a tenth of the price. You don't get the quality, you don't get the complexity, but you do get a fragrance that will smell decent in the air for a very affordable price. And a lot of people will say Pure Havane is a great middle ground between those two. I would happen to agree. The performance, though, I'm not sure if it's been reformulated. From what I hear, is much weaker than it used to be. Not exactly sure. But anything with the Angel Men DNA is sure to last a decent amount of time and have that signature caramel patchouli type dry down to go along with the tobacco Havana kind of vibe that Pure Havane puts off. And I suppose we'll wrap this up with performance and compliments. With performance, I actually really like fragrances that perform exactly like this. They do not overwhelm in the projection department, but they are certainly present, especially when spraying on. Normally I'll get super overwhelmed while spraying a relatively strong winter scent, but this one, not the case. I can spray 3 or 4 times and not feel like I'm getting choked out at all, but the longevity is awesome. I'm getting about 8 to 10 hours every single time, sometimes even more than that with the longevity. So this does last a long time and get some notices. I've not had any direct compliments from this as of yet. I've only worn it a few times. And generally speaking, fresh fragrances are more of the type of scents that get me compliments personally, but I could see this one easily pulling many compliments and getting lots of positive attention. People like sweet fragrances. This is definitely a sweet one, but it doesn't go candy. This has a mature sweetness to it. And what more can I say about this fragrance? I've really yet to find a better fall-winter combo that I think fits both seasons as well as this one does. So if you're in the market for a kind of jack-of-all-trades scent, at least for those 2 seasons, I really recommend checking out Naxos by Xerjoff. If you like honey fragrances, check this one out. If you like tobacco fragrances with kind of a honeyish tinge, check this one out as well. I think you'll really be impressed with it. So everybody, thank you for watching this video. It's been a little while since I've done just a traditional fragrance review, kind of knocking the rust off a little bit, but I'm looking to put out some more videos in 2023, the new year. And also, if you haven't already done so, please check out my new channel, Bradley Harrison's Visuals. It's not super new, I guess, but I'm trying to be more consistent on there and post videos quite a bit in the new year. It's all about travel photography. It's been definitely a big passion and hobby of mine over the past few years, and it'll be great if you guys could come along with me on that journey. In fact, I should have a new video coming out about the Badlands National Park and the trip I took there last summer, a very comprehensive guide. Super excited about that video to come out, and I'm very close to hitting 100 subscribers. I think I'm at like 90 on there right now, so really want to hit that first 100 milestone. And yeah, I guess all that's left is unfortunately to send you back to your owner. Let's put this back here. Oh well, I guess it was nice knowing you. Wait a second. I have an idea. Oh, I really hope this works. Okay, oh, that's perfect. Like that. Oh. Still missing something. Ah, perfect. Put that in there. Yes. Oh, he's totally gonna buy that. Package that up. That's perfect. He'll never know. You're staying with me.